Super Bowl appearances in 1981 and 1989 against the San Francisco 49ers and will now face the Los Angeles Rams at Sophie Field in Inglewood, California on Sunday, February 13th, 2022. Whereas Who Dey Nation was watched with excitement during the 2021-22 football season as the Cincinnati Bengals, led by quarterback Joe Burrow, finished the season 10-7 and won its first AFC North championship since 2015 against the Raiders, its first divisional playoff win since 1989 against Tennessee Titans, and its first AFC championship game since 1989 against Kansas City Chiefs. And whereas Joe Burrow, an Ohio native, erased an 18-point deficit when he was through a 250-yard, had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, and won in overtime against Kansas City Chiefs due to Patrick Mahomes' interceptions forced by Bengals safety Jesse Bates and reeled in by Von Bell to give Cincinnati's possession, which allowed Evan Money McPherson to kick a game-winning field goal. And whereas Symmes Township and the Who Dey Nation wishes to recognize the Cincinnati Bengals for its successful 2021-22 football season and support the team in its upcoming Super Bowl game against the LA Rams. Now, therefore be it resolved that we, the Symmes Township Board of Trustees, hereby recognize the Cincinnati Bengals as the AFC Conference champs and encourage all citizens to support and root on the Bengals to victory in its game on Sunday, February 13, 2022 against the LA Rams in Inglewood, California. Now, therefore be it further resolved that the Symmes Township Board of Trustees be hereby proclaimed that Sunday, February 13, 2022 be recognized as Cincinnati Bengals Day throughout Symmes Township and the surrounding communities. Duly adopted this day, first day of February 2022, while in regular session. So, congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals. You've made us all proud, and we love you, and we wish you nothing but the best in the Super Bowl and Who Dey!
Who Dey!
Anybody else have anything? Okay, congratulations. All right, public hearing, we have none. Approval of disbursements, warrant number 80581 to 80718, and vouchers 358 in 2021 to 362 2021 and 1 2022 to 19 2022 in the amount of $811,867.32.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call. Ms. Lees? Aye. Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Reports. Law Director?
Thank you. Just one really quick thing I wanted to point out. Let the board know that last week the Senate passed their version of House Bill 51. The reason I mention it is because it includes language that would allow public agencies to go back to using like Zoom meetings, for lack of a better way to describe it, video conference or teleconference. Again, it would only be temporary. And it would only go through the end of June of this year. And it has not been fully passed or signed by the governor yet, but it has been initiated. So we'll continue to watch that, and if it does indeed pass and the governor signs it, we'll let you know. It was presented as an emergency, so if it does pass, it will come into effect immediately. But since it only gets you through the end of June, it would only really give you your March, April, May, June potential meetings. And again, it doesn't even have to. It just means you have the ability to. Okay. But that's all I have to report. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Please?
I don't have anything tonight. I will say I did like your proclamation.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
We're so proud of you. Fire?
Thank you, Board. You have a report, and Captain is with me this evening to give the Township Trustees a report on the Summer Safety Camp held in the Township Park last year, and I want to give you an update on that and what's going to go on this year, and what we'd like to go on this year.
Good evening, Board. Thank you. I'd like to start off with some highlights that we had from the 2021 safety camp, which we did in June at home in Brave Park. We had 55 campers aged 5 to 7, all from Symmes Township and the city of Loveland. Consisted of 4 days. The first day we covered fire safety, which was conducted by Symmes Fire Department. They went over home safety plans, stop, drop, and roll, and the firefighting equipment. The second day, we covered pet safety in collaboration with Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. They brought their K9 unit and gave a demonstration with the K9 unit and kind of how to approach that kind of stuff for those kids. So that was another successful day. Then the third day was first aid, a focus with first aid, so our EMS units, and kind of covered all of that with the fire department. And then the fourth day, we had a safety town, which was bike safety, so we covered helmet safety and went over street signs and how to cross the street properly, and it was quite a bit of successful feedback that we received, and we'd like to continue doing that, so we're asking for approval for to continue with that until June of this year. I think that would be okay with you guys, just for logistics with being near the safety center here and all that, if there was inclement weather, because we had great weather last year, but if there was an issue, like a storm went in the following week, and we would have been struggling to get those kids to safety quickly if that would happen. So I'm happy to answer the questions that you guys have. And
Sounds like you had a great turnout, 55 kids. And what were the ages?
Ages 5 to 7. We believe actually that we can possibly expand that for the 55 campers that we had this year. We weren't sure how, or last year, we weren't sure how we were going to handle that. And I think we're going to be able to do a morning session and an afternoon session. We've already had some inquiries from the public. So we're hoping to expand that to a little bit larger group than what we can handle.
Good for you guys. That's awesome.
So they're too young to teach them how to make firehouse chili.
Correct, yes. That's all I have.
Yeah. Very good, thank you.
Okay, Director of Public Works, I don't think Bill's here. Any committee information? Don't have any of that. Other? Nope. Now it's hearing from residents. Any resident that would like to speak, please come up and give your name and your address. Come on up.
Good evening. My name is Barbara Wilson. I live at 7906 Summit Street, Camp Dennison, Symmes Township. I was just inquiring and kind of got some of the answers as to when the possible implementation would be of the Cannon area, or I know that it was in working session last month, and so there was some, discussion about that. I'm wondering when it might be, implemented. I saw that Indian Hill signs have already, with the, I just lost the word.
Placed.
Yeah, well, but Indian Hill's already placed their signs with the annexation of the community. So Indian Hill's already put their signs up, so Symmes Township signs are kind of, it says Indian Hill, Symmes Township, it's just a little odd. So it would be, that would be one of my questions of how soon that might begin to happen. The residents of Camp Dennison are really looking forward to this. They're really getting behind what's happening down there. Very excited. The Civic League even voted to allow us to use some monies, $500, towards improvement in Camp Dennison. So we're pretty excited and just anxious to kind of keep things moving.
So do we have a plan for budgeting, Kim?
We haven't budgeted for any of that this year, so, I mean, we can try to see if we can do it.
Yes.
What I told Barbara over the phone is that we have to see how much of the meat house is gonna cost us, we need to see how much the shelter is gonna, or the shelter rooms are gonna cost, and then how much the, what the hell, your playground, like Seven Gables playground.
Yeah, okay, we can budget for the playground, but I kind of would like to do this before the playground. Like, we could, like, move maybe the playground one more year.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because, it depends how much this, do we have a price on this yet?
Well, the signs are $5,000 a piece,
Right.
and then the landscaping plan, we would have to do a bid and see how much it would cost. No idea how much it costs.
Can we get a bid going?
So there wasn't a bid submitted with the landscape design that?
No, she's just a landscape designer. We would have to actually go out to a landscaping company and have them give us a price.
Three prices.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I would ask along with that, just, just to try to very minimally do something on the other entrance coming from the Winter Club area to somewhat match the signs. There's not a great place, there's just not a nice looking area to really put that sign. So I think that somebody needs to go down there and look and get their eyes on it, other than people like me of saying this is where it could go. Because the Symmes Township sign right now is at the bridge, on the other side of the bridge. So the bridge is here and it's over on Riverside. So it's kind of in a weird spot anyhow. And then the Camp Dennison sign is further down in between the schoolhouse restaurant and the septic tank business. And that's not a great looking place, so. Just, I didn't know if they do bids, if they could do something kind of all in one, but just something a whole lot simpler than the Camden sign.
Kind of like what we have on, off of like 71 or 75, just something small, but another sign. So how many signs is that then? Two signs.
And then the two signs would be moved that are already placed over towards the bike trail side instead of them being wasted. So I had somebody stop me, I was outside, somebody stopped me again and said, where am I? So it was a great landmark place for people to,
Right.
when there's safety issues.
Right.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Kim, you think we can see this site for approval next month?
We will try.
Okay.
It's gonna be really hard to get 3 quotes that quick.
All right.
Will you
But
give
we'll
them,
try.
will you give them a couple weeks to respond?
It's hard to get people to respond in a couple weeks. I'll try my best, but I can't promise you anything.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, correspondence, is attached. Events and meetings, we have a Board of Zoning Appeal meeting Monday, February 7th, 2022 at 7 p.m. at the Safety Center. A zoning staff review Thursday, February 10th, 2022 at 6 p.m. at the Safety Center. Zoning Commission meeting Wednesday, February 16th at 7 p.m. at the Safety Center. President's Day holiday, all buildings closed Monday, February 21st, 2022. Finance Committee meeting Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022 at 6 p.m. at the Safety Center. We have no old business, so we're moving into new business. Discussion of HB 172, which legalizes fireworks on certain holidays. Okay.
This is one thing we need to talk about, or we don't have to talk about now, but we need to think about it because House Bill, I forget, what was that? 172 legalized fireworks on certain holidays. So there are a number of days during the year when people can legally light off fireworks now. So we can do one of two things. We can either just allow it to happen, or we can regulate the time. So like, you have to stop by 11 p.m. or whatever it is, or we can just outright ban it, right? Is that correct, Jeff?
I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to look
It
at it.
says, change. So we can restrict the dates and times a person may discharge, ignite, or explode fireworks purchased pursuant to this section. We can ban the discharge, ignition, or explosion of fireworks purchased pursuant to this section. So we would have to decide the days that is permitted is New Year's Day, Chinese New Year, Cinco de Mayo, Memorial Day weekend, Juneteenth, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, as well as the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday preceding July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and following July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Labor Day weekend, Diwali, and New Year's Eve. So,
It's Diwali.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But anyway, those are the days permitted. So I'm asking you guys to think about in your heads, you know, whether you want to just go with the bill, or do you want to set restrictions on dates and times, or do you want to ban it outright?
Let's go with the bill.
Those are our options.
I'd like to at least put time restrictions on it. I mean, with that, basically mirror our noise ordinance.
So 11 PM, okay.
Does the bill ban have any time in it?
No, it just says that we can put time,
Oh, we can put time.
we can put, and then it does specifically say that our resolution trumps the county resolution. So if the county were to do a resolution and we were to do a resolution, ours would trump the county's.
So when does that begin? 7 a.m., is it? 7 a.m.?
7 AM to 11 PM
Okay.
is when you can be noisy, and then after 11 when you can't. We don't really set a decibel level, it just says
Right.
you can't disturb, or well, I don't even know how we even say it.
Yeah, actually, we don't have a decibel level, which actually is honestly kind of a good thing, because unless you want these guys out there with decibel meters at the property line. Your noise resolution essentially says you can't permit or create noise of a character, intensity, or duration to unreasonably disturb the peace and quiet of the community. And it is 11, from 11 PM to 7 AM for the quiet
Vote
hours.
on it now, we don't even need to think about it, do we? We can just put it on 11 o'clock, 7, 8, or 11.
Well, we'll have to do a resolution
Yeah, we can do a resolution, but,
for next time.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. Yeah.
okay, and you're okay with all the days and,
Yep.
all right, you don't think the July 4th thing is a bit excessive?
No,
No? Okay.
because I think people just like to celebrate.
Says that Diwali's from October until November.
What is it?
Diwali,
So that's like the whole month of October?
it's a Hindu festival of lights,
Oh, that's
held in the period from
And they
October
were
to November.
That's a long time, that's 30 days,
Yeah, but you can't.
31 days.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so this
What do you
one,
want to do?
Use it.
Yeah, I think we should try it, and then if we need to change it, I guess we need to change it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
are we ready to move on?
Yep.
I move to authorize the administrator to advertise for paving project 2022.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Beck? Aye. Ms. Lees?
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-16, resolution authorizing the township administrator to enter into a contract with Fraud Feltner Accounting Services to perform accounting services not to exceed $4,200.
Second.
Discussion?
What's the background on this, Joe or Ken?
Just our audit, is that what this is?
It's for a whole host of things, so it's for our year-end report that we have to turn in at the end of this month. And then it's for like monthly reconciliation when we need his help.
Okay, are we needing his help? Are we doing
It's
that?
getting less and less, yeah, but every now and again, he becomes very helpful.
Okay. Roll call?
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck? Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2022-17, resolution rescinding Resolution 2022-02, and authorizing the township administrator to purchase 2 Ford Explorers and accessories from Lebanon Ford, car equipment, and Danco for the police department in the amount of $82,352.
Second.
Discussion?
This is, we originally had the resolution on for last month to approve 2 Ford Explorers, but we were gonna buy them from Montrose Ford, which is the contractor for the Ford dealership that has the state bid. But come to find out, you can only buy a hybrid. You cannot buy a regular Ford Explorer through them. And it's cheaper if you get it from Lebanon Ford than if we buy it from Montrose Ford. So we're saving about $7,000 going through Lebanon
Is
Ford.
this one a hybrid?
No, this would not be a hybrid.
So why, I mean, what's, I'm a tree hugger. So, is there a reason why we don't want a hybrid?
I don't think that's what Jack,
I don't know that we've had any hybrids. I don't know what experience, and I would have to ask Jack Beals, our fleet manager. This is what most of our people get. The cost of going through the state bid I went through the numbers, Jack and Kim and I went through the numbers, they're charging more for these cars, they're charging you on the back end for things that Lebanon Ford doesn't charge you for, that we have traditionally gotten in our police packages. And I believe, Kim, weren't they offering more for the trade-in?
oh, yes, that's true. Lebanon Ford was gonna get us more for our trade-in than Montrose Ford too.
It was a few $1,000s per vehicle.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Ready?
Yeah.
Roll call?
Mr. Beck? Aye. Ms. Lees?
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-18, resolution authorizing the purchase of a township Italian vehicle from McCluskey Chevrolet and Southeast Apparatus LLC in the amount of $67,396.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck? Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2022-19, resolution amending Resolution PR 9301, adopting rules and regulations for Symmes Township Park.
Second.
Discussion? I think this was worked on in work
Yeah, we
session.
talked about this in the work session, so we're adopting new fee schedule and then amending some of our park rules.
Okay, anything else? Okay, roll call?
Mr. Beck? Aye. Ms. Lees?
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-20, resolution approving a vendor policy for all special events for Symmes Township.
Second.
Discussion? Talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this in the work session, and this would adopt a new policy for any special event that we hold in the park.
Roll call?
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck? Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2022-21, resolution authorizing the reimbursement of funds to Amberley Village to jointly purchase a tractor and sidearm mower from Bud Herbert Motors Incorporated in the amount of $65,000.
Second.
Discussion?
This is the tractor and sidearm mower that we talked about during the budgeting process that we needed to replace. Our current tractor we have now is about 13 years old, and it needs some work done to it. We put a lot of money into it, so anyway, Amberley Village has graciously gone out and written a letter of intent to purchase it, and knowing that we were interested in buying one as well, so that we were going to split the cost with them. I think they've already done a resolution and everything, and then they'll just buy it, and then we'll just reimburse them for half the cost. And they have offered to store it at their facility so that we don't have to worry about storing it here.
So is half of our cost $65,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's our half.
Okay. Roll call?
Mr. Beck? Aye. Ms. Lees?
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-22, resolution authorizing the joint purchase of a street sweeper from Jack Dohe Company Incorporated in Sycamore Township in the amount of $131,384.50, if I can get that out.
Second.
Discussion?
So we talked about this last year briefly, not very long ago, about using some of our ARPA money to buy street sweepers because they were at an eligible purchase at the time. Now that the state has kind of opened up what we can use for it. But we kind of put it on the back burner, and then Sycamore Township approached us because they are also interested in buying a street sweeper. So the $131,384.50 is our half. Sycamore Township said that they can store it in their building at their new maintenance facility, but it'll be nice for us to have our own. Right now, we borrow Columbia Townships, and we usually only typically get it for a couple weeks in October. So this would help us out and keep the gutters clean, keep the storm drains clean, like the tops of the gutters, especially during leaf season. It'll help out a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll call?
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck? Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2022-23, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to enter an agreement with River Oak Service LLC for lawn care maintenance and insect control of multiple locations in the amount of $23,180.
Second.
Discussion? This is a yearly stuff.
Yeah, this is something we do yearly.
Roll call?
Mr. Beck? Aye. Ms. Lees?
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-24, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to purchase salt and other DIC material for the road department from Morton Salt and other vendors in the amount not to exceed $70,000
Second.
yearly.
Yep, this is a restock.
Discussion, recall. Can I say what did I say?
You said recall.
Roll call. I'm concentrating. Roll call.
Ms. Lees? Mr. Beck?
I move to go into executive session, ORC section 121-22, GI, or G1, to consider compensation employment of a public employee or official. Do we need to add on to the bottom? Do I need to keep reading? Okay. Now, or do you want me to wait till after?
You just wait till after.
Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Beck? Aye. Ms. Lees?
Aye. Okay.
I need to go over there with you, or are you guys going to go by yourself?
second session at 8:12. Let me get my... So, I move approval of resolution G 2022-15, resolution approving an employment agreement with Kim A. Lipinski as Township Administrator pursuant to ORC Section 505.031 and dispensing with a second reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
I move approval of the following expenditures and authorizing the Township Administrator to sign any necessary contracts, agreements, or paperwork. A, amending the following. Okay. Account Fund 1000-110-312-000 General, add $2,052.50. Final appropriation is $2,052.50. Fund account number 2021-760-7500000 gas, add $129,125. Final appropriation is $129,125. Fund account 2231-760-7500000 permanent motor vehicle, add $39,999. Final appropriation is $39,999.62. Fund account 2171-610-316-000 parks, add $16,250. Final appropriation is $26,250. Fund account 2172-610-323-000 Rossi Park, at $3,250. Final appropriation is $9,250. Fund account 2196-760-740-000 Safety Service, at $25,000. Final appropriation is $95,000. Fund account number 2272-730-592-000 ARPA, at $1,435,994.70. Final appropriation is $1,435,994.70.
Second, and good job.
I know, I was trying to read those numbers. Discussion?
These are, just for the record, these are all purchase orders that we had encumbered already and approved in the 2021 budget, but we ordered them and they still have not come in, and we need to close out all our books at the end of this month. So the best thing that we can do is just close out all the purchase orders and then reissue them in the new year for 2022, but in order to do that, we need to reappropriate funds to have for all those encumbrances. So that's why we have all those extra numbers.
Okay. Roll call?
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Beck?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
Careful
everybody.
Wednesday night and
Pass it
Thursday.
on.
Ice.
Yes, and good day.
Good day,
Good day.